Welcome to the Revenue Growth Fast Frame of the Week. I'm Matt Shares, the CEO of SBI. I'm here with my friend John Shaw, who's led the customer success function for a series of B2B enterprise companies, including JAGGAER and BravoSolution. This guy knows software. So John, there's ink being spilt all over the strategic table these days as everybody wrestles with what is customer success, who owns it, where does it sit, is it a revenue driver, is it only about renewals, expansion? Lots of noise.
Okay.
So you're here, you stop by the studio, and I want you to take your noise cutter, and I want you to go right through it, and I guess maybe educate us. How should the CEO and executive teams be thinking about the role of customer success from your purview?
Okay. All right. Great question.
Yeah.
I think at the biggest level, I'll step back and I'm going to take a line from Phil Nannis from TSIA, Technology Services Industry Association, and he references big C and little c, and I think it's a great analogy. So when you look at big C, you're really talking about what is that overall success strategy for the organization. Where are we, and if we go back to a book, Discipline of Market Leaders is a great example, right? Are we trying to be an operationally efficient company? Are we trying to be a product leader? Are we trying to differentiate on customer success? Understanding that big environment and making sure that your executive team has context for where customer success truly fits in their strategy is critical. And then you also have to understand the economics behind the organization in terms of how revenue comes in. Is it a subscription environment? What sort of commitments do you need to meet to your customers to continue to get them? So that bigger picture really sets the tone for customer success.
Big C?
That's big C.
Got it.
And little c is more of a department, right? That it's a function of customer success. And that's conducting actions that support the overall life cycle that you define in big C. So it has a role, and that role can include things like driving adoption, doing upsells, working through renewals. And this is all about looking at that customer and saying, after we've implemented them and they're live, how do we make sure that they're continuing to get value out of the solution? How are we optimizing that relationship so we're taking our R&D investment and we're making sure that it's being utilized and customers are getting value from it. So it's tactical, but not in a demeaning way, right? Versus strategic, where you're looking at that big C and where do we fit within the context of the overall market.
And then I guess my last piece would be, or I guess my last takeaway from what you said would be is, it really comes down to the CEO defining where customer success sits in the broader strategy. Don't just follow and say we need to do customer success for this reason. Like, you have to actually understand from a customer journey perspective, where does success sit, why does it sit there, and how impactful is it or isn't it relative to where you're trying to go.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, very good. All right, as always, big thanks to John for stopping by and sharing his advice. I know you guys have a choice where you put your eyes and ears, so thanks for tuning in for 3 minutes or less, and I wish you good luck as you try and make your number.